this middle grade novel to a graphic novel? Did it skew the age differently, or?
I don't think so. Because, I talk to kids right in this, the age range is grades 3, 4, 5, although kids all the way down to first and second read it, and kids all the way up into 6th grade read it. So 3, 4, 5 is kind of the wheelhouse, and that's what I'm hearing from kids talking about graphic novels. That's who's reading them, 3, 4, 5. So I don't think it changed at all. It's a different reading experience, but I don't think it's necessarily specific to an age. It's a good question.
There's a question over here.
Yes.
Hi. You have several books in the Lemonade War series. Are there plans to turn any of the others into graphic novels? And if so, would you be the one to adapt the script again?
Oh, good question. So there's 6 books currently in the Lemonade War series, and only the first one has been made into a graphic novel. And so the answer to the question, will the next one be made into a graphic novel? It all depends on how well this one sells, I think. I think if you all buy multiple copies tonight, I think we're well on our way. I do think that the publisher would be happy to do another one if this one does well. And if it doesn't, no, because those are the decisions that publishers make. I would definitely write it. I'm pretty sure I would definitely write it. Like, I think, again, I couldn't bear to have somebody else do it. So I think I would do it again. And I think I would do a good job of it because I learned how to do it on this one.
I mean, having done this, do you feel like you would do anything differently, or do you feel like, it's just going to be with practice, you'd start to intuitively make certain decisions?
I can't think of a single decision I made that I thought, I shouldn't have done that. I would have done that differently. There were a couple of times when, we get caught in that thing with the illustration cycle where illustrations are coming to us, we're making comments, we're sending them back, and you reach a point where you find you kind of can't change anything anymore because the illustrations are too close to final, you're too close to deadline, Karen's fed up with me. So there was a certain point where maybe there are a couple more things I would have kind of refined or altered a little bit, but we were kind of too far along to do that. But otherwise, no, I think I would have kept it the same. Susan. Oh, another Susan. Yeah, we got multiple Susan.
I did read the book, which I really liked. I'm just wondering what it was like when you first saw the characters drawn, and did they seem like you'd imagined? I really like in the book how much they look like each other.
Yeah.
Because I felt like, that's something you really can show in an illustration, and even if you describe it in the book, you really see them as siblings here because they look so much alike. So were they like what you imagined? I guess
it's a funny thing because over the many, many years the book has been out, I've gotten plenty of emails and letters from kids, even sometimes questions when I do school visits, from kids saying, you don't describe the characters in the prose, in the original book. I have a project. My assignment is that I need to choose a character and write a list of, physical characteristics and emotional characteristics, kind of adjectives. They're working on adjectives. And so you don't say a single thing except Evan is tall for his age, Jessie is short for her age. That's all I described them. And again, that wasn't like well thought out. It's just like I wanted to get on to other things. So I didn't really spend a lot of time thinking about that. Over the years, the book has been translated into a lot of different languages, including Korean. And in Korean middle grade books, those books are always illustrated. And so the cover shows Jessie as a bright blonde, just super blonde. She kind of looks manga. She has sort of a manga kind of look to her. So, so different interpretations of how the characters look. I have, in addition to my other books, I have 6 picture books that I've written, and so I'm really, really comfortable and at ease writing a manuscript and then just letting the illustrator do with it whatever he or she will. So I feel like I had a lot of practice kind of getting illustrations back that were like, I didn't see it that way, but it's good. And that's how it felt with this as well. It's not that I imagined Evan and Jessie looking like this, but when the illustrations came through, I was like, yeah, I can see that. I can live with that. So I hope that answers the question.
Again, person.
Oh, yes.
Here?
How long did it take you to write the graphic novel?
To write the graphic novel. So remember, I already had the book written. I'd say the script took me about a month and a half, and then there was plenty of revision work after that, probably just as much revision work to be done as the original. if I hadn't had the original story written, it would have taken me much, much longer, but it was an adaptation. How about you, adapting a book? Of course, you're doing the illustrations as you're writing, or you write the script first?
I do actually write the script first. That's not always the case with cartoonists. A lot of cartoonists will go straight to what's called thumbnails, which are little scribbly drawings. But I do write a script first when I'm adapting, especially because I'm basically grabbing all of the dialogue from the
Right.
book and
Right.
deciding, what it is I'm going to use, what it is I'm not going to use.
So about how long for a first draft of an adaptation, a book that's already written, it's right there in front of you? How long does that take you to do that?
Maybe like 3 weeks to write the script,
Okay, so
but
I'm
the
slow.
thumbnails take 3 months.
Yeah, those, yeah, I can imagine those would take a long time. Yeah, I did it in about a month and a half, and so I have nothing to judge that by. Is that fast? Is that slow? I don't really know. Any other questions?
Young person back here.
Sure.
has a question.
Hello.
I was just wondering, like, once you wrote, like, your book, did, like, you feel, like, new emotions let out by the characters when you were, like...
Are you talking about the original or the graphic novel?
The graphic novel.
So when I wrote the graphic novel,
New, like, new, like, way to look at the
what a
characters?
great question.
It was a
Did
great
I
question.
see it anew? Do you know what? I'm going to be honest. I was so intent on learning the form, so intent on learning the script, that I'm not sure that I was having that experience. I hope that in the process of writing the script, I enlivened those emotions again, but I don't know that I saw it differently. I don't think I did. But again, so focused on page 9, panel 1, a little bit of illustrator notes. So I have my hands full.
Did you have any, when you had decided to make the new graphic novel, were you thinking at all about what time period it would be set in, or did you always know that it would be contemporary, or?
Yeah, always contemporary, but it's kind of an amorphous contemporary.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, anybody who went through childhood in their 60s or 70s will know that this book is really set back then, but it's meant to be contemporary, so,
Okay.
yeah.
When I'm adapting, there are also books from the 80s and early 90s, and it's similarly in this kind of not time.
Yeah, it's a not time. That's a good way of putting it.
Right, where like 13-year-olds don't have devices.
Right. No, it very much goes back to the show. We were just left to run wild. We were just sent out. Not that there's anything wrong with that. My mother's here. No criticism. We were sent out the door in the morning, and we came back to eat lunch, and then we ran out the door, and then we heard the dinner bell, and then we came home. So yeah, those were the days. Yes.
She has a question.
Excellent.
I was wondering, like, where did you come up with the idea for bats?
For the bats, that's just how it feels to me. When I'm trying to hold anything in, either a feeling or words or anything like that, it just feels like there's stuff trying to break out of my chest. So that was just a me feeling. Good
Have
question.
you seen a movie where a character walks into a cave and then all these bats fly out? It's kind of like that.
So for the newbie writers over here that might be jotting things in their journals and
Yes.
stuff, what advice would you give them on how to start? Like with an event, like a lemonade stand, or with characters, like a brother and sister, or friends at school? Like, could you
Well-
give them a little advice on something like that?
My personal feeling is the place to start is whatever sparks something in you, whatever makes you feel something. Something makes you laugh, something makes you sad, something scares you, something puzzles you. Whatever it is that awakens some sort of strong feeling in you, that's the place to start. So that's your inspiration. Yay, good. Inspiration's good. It's not a story. Then you build a story starting with character, figuring out what the character wants, and figuring out why that character can't have whatever they want. So character, that's your foundation. On top of that, motivation based on who the characters are, and then the problem is taking away whatever it is they want, making it so they can't have it. So that's the craft of it. But the inspiration part, the place to start, is something that moves you. My feeling.
And from a cartoonist perspective, since it's a visual medium and I'm drawing it, I'll often start with an image or a scene in my head that evokes the same feeling, honestly. Something that either makes me laugh or moves me or what have you. Like one thing in particular that comes to mind is I used to live in California and drive back and forth to visit my sister in Southern California, and I would go through these mountains at night, and they were so black and so dark that became this image in my head, this imposing darkness looming over the road as I was driving, and this soul, headlight in the dark. And that became a story because I was hung up on this image in my head of that and how that made me feel.
Yeah, something strong.
Mm-hmm.
Questions? No?
Are we all done?
Okay, well, we have a